The police I didn't see the police in a hostile mood.
Is it a health-friendly environment? It's a health-friendly environment.
It's the place conducive for stay.
Taking the consideration that she's not well.
She's not well.
Well, I'm not a medical person, but I can tell you clearly, given her status and her health condition, she don't need to be there.
How soon do we expect an official statement from the MPP party?
The MPP, now that I'm back from in the capital, we will have a meeting tomorrow, and we'll release a statement tomorrow to the public.
Were you embarrassed by some of the charges you saw coming from the police?
Not embarrassed, but I'm shocked because I have known her for a very long time. But all we can see is that, we can say here is that one day the government will ensure that our right is guaranteed under the law as a defendant at this time. Our right should be guaranteed under the law. And we also think what our concern is that she's not a flag raised person to say, okay, the person going to escape. All they needed to do was to just ask her, Madam Vice President, you will not be able to leave the country, go back to your house, pour on her house of rights.
What do you make of the statement of former President George Weah? Yesterday he released a statement.
No, I've not had the time to go through that because since yesterday I've been disturbed. So.
Do you think her rights were being violated given the manner and form in which she was taken to the
knowing that the crown is not bailable?
Well, in the first place, the law is clear. I think I don't think she posed herself. She's a flag raised president. Flag raised president. You know, under the law, when somebody flag raised, well, you can easily escape. Okay. So I think needed to be done was ask her to come back to town. And at the time she was arrested, she was a person of interest. She was now a defendant at the time. She was a person of interest. All he needed to do was we wanted to go back to town. We get back to
do you think this investigation is being independent? Do you sense any wish hunting of the former vice president into this George Saka?
My judgment on this matter will be premised on the pieces of evidence the state will produce. Okay. Myself will go to court. I'm going to, as a lawyer, the party will have to have a legal team to associate with her. So that's all I can tell you. But I do not want to pass judgment because you have to know first on a criminal investigation, the prosecution will make the allegation, and you ask for disclosure. It is disclosure where those evidence that they think they rely on to bring charges against the defendant will be produced toward the prosecution. Until that is elected to the defense team, until that is done, I don't want to pass a judgment.
Thank you so much.
All I want to do is her right should be guaranteed under the law as a Liberian citizen.
Thank you so much.
Where he grew up and now lives.
More business is coming back, the economy is growing.
And he's doing it at the same time he's telling ministers.
They are not using the law. Evade, madam. Don't forget about her portfolio. Evade, madam. We got her intelligence and we want you to come and give your side. And she came to the trial to the police station and you are not satisfied what she said, then you can hold her. But the manner in which the Liberia National Police carry on their operation was unprofessional. We think the fight against drugs to be a witch hunt and target on the opposition.
I cannot do the work of God. If she has been charged, because the judge is a non-billable law. If she has been charged, I will only muster, I will only encourage her for us to tell her legal team, for them to go through a jurisprudent process. If she is vindicated, fine. If she is implicated, then she go face judgment. That's my call. I will not tell you that they should allow her to go. No, I'm not against the fight of drugs.
If the government is being very, very holistic in the fight against drugs, they won't have been selective. We saw people of current government that have been linked to the drug, knowing that the government is seeing themselves being shot in the leg and they are losing the fight against drugs holistically. So they are thought it was to come up with this diversionary tactic and put all of the blame towards the opposition so it can be a balance square game for the group of them. With regards to the arrest of the former vice president, I think the government, we all know statistic-wise, the government has lost all of the big cases brought against them. And this is one big case It's a cartoon case that they will lose again against the former vice president. They had nothing, absolutely nothing against the madam. Someone who has rose from grass to grace, and then you want to turn it the high-end reputation that was built years or years of the madam. It's unfair.
It's not about party issue. And when I say party, they both party or any political party. Because some defending and some, whether you defend or not, they just say things based on their party's feeling. And we should put away the party feeling and discuss Nigeria. Because long time we've been into this, no good luck for our children, our friends, even that we got together, we know what how drugs doing it now. The arrest of the vice president, for me, it was work and good, but it should be done. Justice must be done the proper way and waiting for the government. But we tell God thank you. Our international panel here, we ought to see how far the case go. They are behind the issue.
Madam Taylor is stable. She's still being treated by the doctors. Right now, the doctor have asked for an extension for them to observe her a little more, but she's fine. She's speaking. She's receiving visitors at this point in time.
What kind of extension are we talking about?
Well, I'm not a medical person, so based on the advice before we can proceed.
You were accused this morning by the head of the Human Rights Commission that you denied them access, even though he later said your phone was switched off. Any reason why they weren't allowed to enter this morning to speak to the Vice President, Conor Coleman?
So I feel bad that the Human Rights Commission head feels somehow disrespected, but in as much as Madam Taylor may be an accused person, she still have her innocence until proven guilty. There's a medical facility. It's not a police station that I could say just come in at any point in time. I asked him to call her lawyer. If the lawyers agree and say, Mr. Taylor, want you as a guest, we'll allow you to go in. If it was a police station, I would have given him immediate access. So let me apologize to him if he felt offended by me. See the reason and logic in it. You have to respect her rights as well.
Did you speak to Madam Taylor yourself?
Yes, I did.
And what did she say is the kind of treatment she's receiving? Did she say anything to you that worth telling us?
No, nothing worth telling you.
And sanity I brought to that. I'm so happy because the level of anger, the hate, and then I understood the political dynamics of these the people say I'm not calling it hairless chicken, you know. You know, those men get damn well when I describe them. But exactly, it is technically what they are, you know. They are not my colleagues. Only 19% of the faculty are my colleagues because we still have huge gap. People with master's degree are not my colleagues. Only people with PhD. Only PhD holder are my colleagues. So it means that a very small percentage of the faculty can be my colleague, you know, not those mice. You know mice? The small rat, not those type. You know? I saw one of them. Now imagine my school that I've been operating 4 years ago. My house I've been living in more than 9-10 years. It was on Facebook, so the mentor of it 1 year, see the place he live in. And that other idiot say he teacher too. You know, when you have plenty of poor people in the country, you know, that hatred can develop when you succeed. You know, plenty of poor people, you know. Plenty of poor people, the hatred can develop, you know. So, you know, most people think that Lester wants to be president of the university. Y'all don't even know who Lester is. My real age is 53 years. You gave me the University of Liberia to be president now, I will decline that position for simple reason. The president of the university should be someone who have reach their near retirement age. You can give him the presidency, and it's a 4-year tenure. After 4 years, 157, then according people, no, I want to teach on Tuesday, or don't give me Thursday class. It doesn't make sense to me. When you serve as president of the university, you move on to either retirement or on some big board, but not to be looking for classes to teach again. So all of you who are imagining that, oh, the man won't be president, all of you will have to be removed. No, all of you with master's degree who are approaching your retirement age will have to be removed. No, I will be president of the University of Liberia. I mean, whatever you do, this man, by that time, most of those cockroaches will not be around. And frustration will kill some of y'all. Anger will kill some of y'all, you know. So, but the record was shown that I served as a vice president for fiscal affairs. And the record will show my intervention in a BFO. In 1 year, I turned the whole place around. In 1 year, our finances are manageable. By the way, I have officially resigned as the Vice President for Fiscal Affairs at the University of Liberia. I had a meeting with the President, President Zwuogbae, last week, Wednesday, with several of his key people. And he was very, very clear. You know, he does not want to set a precedence where people will be removed because other people are angry. He was very clear. However, he also mentioned that you being a young man in an environment where almost everybody hates you for doing your job, you need to use wisdom. You know, the thing about President Zwuogbae is perhaps his long years of public service puts him in a position where he sees things from 3 dimensions. And he was very clear. He said, if I were you, I would not resign. But we are in Africa, and in an unhealthy working environment, use wisdom. And that is the key word.
They are not using the law. Evade, madam. Don't forget about her portfolio. Evade, madam. We got her intelligent, and we want you to come and give your side. And she came to the to the police station, and you are not satisfied what she said, then you can hold her. But the manner informed which the Liberia National Police carry on their operation were unprofessional. We think the fight against drugs to be a witch hunt and target on the opposition.
I cannot do the work of God. If she has been charged, because the drugs is a non-billable law. If she has been charged, I will only muster, I will only encourage her for us to tell her legal team, for them to go through a student process. If she is vindicated, fine. If she is implicated, then she go face judgment. Okay. That's my call. I will not tell you that they should allow her to go. No, I'm not against the fight of drugs.
If the government is being very, very holistic in the fight against drugs, they won't have been selective. We saw people of current government that have been linked to the drug, knowing that the government is seeing themselves being shot in the leg and they are losing the fight against drugs holistically. So their thought was to come up with this diversionary tactic and put all of the blame towards the opposition so it can be a balanced square game for the both of them. With regards to the arrest of the former vice president, I think the government, we all know statistic-wise, the government has lost all of the big cases brought against them. And this is one big case, it's a cartoon case that they will lose against the former vice president. They had nothing, absolutely nothing against the madam. Someone who has rose from grass to grace, and then you want to turn it the high-end reputation that was built years for years of the madam. It's unfair.
It's not about party issue. And when I say party, they both party or any political party. Because some defending and some, whether you defend or not, they just say things based on their party's feeling. And we should put away the party feeling and discuss Nigeria. Because long time we've been into this, no good left our children, our friends, even that we grew up together, we know what drugs, how drugs doing it now. The arrest of the vice president, for me, it was work and good, but it should be done. Justice must be done the proper way, and we are waiting for the government. But we tell God, thank you. Our international panel here, we ought to see how far the case goes. They are behind the issue.
The street in such an area, of course, we have a concern about it. But the police I didn't see the police in a hostile move.
It's a health-friendly environment. It's a health-friendly environment.
It's the place conducive for stay.
Taking the consideration that she's not well.
She's not well.
Well, I'm not a medical person, but I can tell you, and I can tell you clearly, given her status and her health condition, she don't need to be there.
How soon do we expect an official statement from the MPP party?
The MPP, now that I'm back from in the capital, we will have a meeting tomorrow, and we'll release a statement tomorrow to the public.
Were you embarrassed by some of the charges you saw coming from the police?
Not embarrassed, but I'm shocked because I have known her for a very long time. But all we can see is that, we can say here is that we want the government to ensure that our right is guaranteed under the law as a defendant at this time. Our right should be guaranteed under the law, and we also think what our concern is that she's not a flag rate person to say, okay, the person going to escape. All they needed to do was to just ask her, Madam Vice President, you will not be able to leave the country, go back to your house, pour on her house rights.
What do you make of the statement of former President George Weah? Yesterday he released a statement.
I not had the time to go through that because since yesterday I've been disturbed. So.
Do you think her rights were being violated given the manner and form in which she was taken to the
knowing that the crown is non-bailable?
Well, in the first place, the law is clear. I think she didn't. I don't think she posed herself. She's a flag raised president. Flag raised president. You know, under the law, when somebody flag raised, well, you can easily escape. Okay. So I think needed to be done was ask her to come back to town. And at the time she was arrested, she was a person of interest. She was now a defendant at the time. She was now she was a person of interest. All he needed to do was we want you to go back to town. We get back to you.
Do you think this investigation is being independent? Do you sense any wish hunting of the former vice president into this George Saka?
My judgment on this matter will be premised on the pieces of evidence the state will produce. Okay. Myself will go to court. I'm going to, as a lawyer, the party will have to have a legal team to associate with her. So that's all I can tell you. But I do not want to pass judgment because you have to know first on criminal investigation, the prosecution will make the allegation, and you ask for disclosure. It is disclosure where those evidence that they think they rely on to bring charges against the defendant will be produced toward the prosecution. Until that is elicited to the defense team. Until that is done, I don't want to pass a judgment.
Thank you so much.
All I want to do is her right should be guaranteed under the law as a Liberian citizen.
Thank you so much.
Given what we announced that the administration, their ongoing consultations with the
assessment been successful. Now, if you look at it comparatively over the last from 2025 to 2026, it is anticipated that we will continue with this trend in the years ahead. I then take us to the Liberia Primary School Certificate exam. The exam is meant for the 6th graders. The candidates were offered 4 subjects: general science, language arts, mathematics, and social studies.
Evaluation is going on this course. Thank you.
2025 we will have for the 9,000. 2026 we have 54,000. Now, so on the basis of you passing 5 subjects, whether you get credit or not, but the 5 subjects should contain English and mathematics. Again, I want to emphasize, in the past, English and mathematics were not a must. But going forward, you can pass 8 subjects. If you fail mathematics, you will not be considered. Or you can pass 8 subjects, if you fail English, you will not be considered. So you have to pass English and mathematics. So it is not all, it is and. So for 2026, of the 57,000 of the 55,000, 887 that sat the exam. We have 33,000 earlier, 741. This constitutes 67% of the candidates who will be eligible for graduation. Now, there were some outstanding candidates in this exam. We have forwarded the names of these candidates to the authorities and Ministry of Education. We have about 18 of them, but because of time, I will call the top 10 and tell you the institutions they are. The first person on this list is one for F. Camara. For F. Camara is a female with number 2001619 and she's from a school they call Fifth Foundation School in Israel. She has average score of 57.5. She's the highest performance on this exam. This girl is followed by another female. Sorry, this name is not Liberian, so we're giving a little change. And look at this peaceful female and voting. With the number of 2001091 and she's from Don Bosco Technical High School in Masuaro. She came second. And the third person is one Edwin Sony Ekula. It's a male. Edwin is one.
Well. Pleasant good morning and welcome. This is the Today Show right here on Spawn 107.5. The show is coming to you live on Spawn TV and Fabric TV. And yes, indeed, we are streaming live on our YouTube channel, Val, at Spoon Talk. So you can catch us up on these social media handles and you're going to watch the show live this morning. Today is the 24th day of the month of August. And of course, today is a national holiday, Flag Day, one of Liberia's important national holidays that's observed every year on this day. And this day is solely dedicated to honoring the national flag of Liberia, which represents the country's history, which represents the country's independence. It represents unity, it represents freedom, and it also represents national identity. So the flag was officially adopted on August 24, 1847, shortly after Liberia declared independence on July 26, 1847. So the flag was designed by a committee of 7 Liberian women led by Madame Susanna Elizabeth Louise. And this usually makes me think about my 4-year-old son, because he usually recites, the names of the 7 ladies who designed the Liberian flag. And of course, this committee was created, the committee created a flag that reflected Liberia's close historical relationship with the United States, while also giving the new African Republic its own national identity. So the flag has 11 red and white stripes representing the 11 signatories to Liberia's Declaration of Independence, and a single white star. And that white star represents Liberia as the first independent republic in Africa at that time, and a blue square symbolizing the African continent. The red there represents courage, and of course, the white represents moral excellence and purity. Why do we, celebrate August 24 as Flag Day? And this day was established to encourage Liberians to recognize and to respect the national flag and what it stands for. Today is a time for citizens to reflect on the sacrifices, on the struggles, and the achievements that led to the creation of Liberia, as a country, even as a colony before becoming an independent nation. So this holiday, National Flag Day, is meant to promote national unity, reminding all Liberians that despite, ethnic, despite political, despite religious, despite social differences, we all belong to one country, and that one country is Mama Liberia. That's why we are celebrating Flag Day today. We also celebrating today as Flag Day, to promote patriotism, encouraging each and every Liberian citizen to respect national symbols and to demonstrate love for Liberia. And this day is also meant for historical awareness, to help the young people, the younger generations, to understand the founding of Liberia and the meaning behind the national flag. And also, we are celebrating this day to promote national identity, because the flag serves as a symbol that identifies Liberia both at home and internationally. So once the flag of Liberia is flown any part of the world outside Liberia, everybody knows that that symbol represents Liberia, and so it's a national identity. So that's why we are celebrating today, August 24, as Flag Day. And this day is very significant, is important, because it provides an opportunity for Liberians to ask some important questions, such as, are we truly living according to the values that our flag represents? Are we truly and genuinely living according to the values that our flag represents? Why it's true that the flag, symbolizes unity, it symbolizes freedom, it symbolizes courage and moral excellence. These values must always be reflected in our actions, in the way we behave, not just to the country, but to each other as citizens, even to our national leaders. So this celebration should therefore serve as a reminder that patriotism is not only about waving a Liberian flag or singing patriotic songs. It's not only about that. It's also about respecting the law, carrying out your civic duties as a citizen of Liberia, protecting public property, in Liberia, the perception, the general perception is that what belongs to the government belongs to nobody. And so government properties are, misused because it's government. I mean, everybody believes it's taxpayers' money. Once it's for government, nobody protects it. Nobody, care for it. So they just use it anyway, anyhow they want to use it. But patriotism is about protecting public property. It's about, promoting peace. It's about rejecting corruption. Yeah, and I'm accentuating on this because it is one menace that has stagnated, that has made this country retrogressed. So we are celebrating this day, and like I said, patriotism is not just about waving the Liberian flag, but rejecting the acts of corruption. Many of our national leaders, they come up and say, hey, they will preach the message of patriotism. We need to be patriotic. We need to be this. We need to be that. But when they are elected to government, or when they are appointed to certain government positions, we don't see that patriotism within their actions. We don't see that. We hear several allegations of corruption instead. And if you're talking about patriotism and you are involved in corrupt acts while in public service, then that's a complete contradiction. So patriotism is not just about saying the word, or it's not just about, waving the Liberian flag or singing the national anthem. No, it's not just about that. It goes way beyond that. Patriotism must be seen in your actions, rejecting corruption and working very assiduously for the growth and development of Liberia. So, concisely, Flag Day celebrates the Liberian flag, but it has a more deeper meaning. It's about, independence. It's about history. It's about identity. It's about unity. And it's about collective responsibility of, the Liberian people to build a better and prosperous nation. So I'd like to wish all of you listening this morning a happy Flag Day. As we celebrate this day, we must reflect on our history, and we must also ponder on how to move this country forward together. Another question about Flag Day. Back in the days when we were in school, I can remember when I was in elementary, when the flag was being hosted and the national anthem was being sung. Back in the days, if you are passing by, you will stand up, you will wait until the flag is hosted. And just in case you fail to do that, and there's a police officer around, definitely, you'll be arrested. You'll be arrested. And, certain punitive measure will be taken against you. Certain punitive measure will be taken against you. Do we see that today? Do we see that today? Even the students themselves, who host the flag at their various institutions. Sometimes we see the flag being hosted at some institutions. The students are just loitering. Students are just roaming here and there, and all of that. And I think that does not show respect for our national identity. It doesn't. So I think one thing we must do is to go back in the days. Bring some of those things that we did today, you know, to bring them back, because we need to respect our national identity. We need to. How many of us can even recite the Pledge Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the Republic of Liberia. How many of us? Yes, for the students, I think majority of them can, recite it. But even the adults, how many of us can, recite that Pledge Allegiance? There's a lot to be talked about here this morning, folks. The time is 20 minutes on the flip side of 8 o'clock. This is the Today Show here on Spawn, and I'd like to say good morning and welcome to all of you. Amos Brown, yes, that's a very important point. Teaching civics in school, and I can remember when I was in high school. I mean, civics was a component, was part of the curriculum, the national curriculum. I was taught civics. But I understand over the years, it's not been there. It's not been there. Yeah. So, how do Liberians, how do citizens get to know their civic duties, their civic responsibilities to their nation? How do they get to know those when it's not being taught at the primary level, the secondary level, and if possible, the tertiary level, the university level? The who do you know? But folks, today we have the head of the West African Examination Council, WAEC, Liberia, as our guest. We'll be taking him any moment from now to talk about the latest results from the West African Examination Council for the primary, the 3rd graders, the 6th graders, the 9th graders, and of course, the 12th graders. How is that result? Compare with countries, neighboring countries, other West African countries. Are we performing our performances, dwindling, or are our performances getting better? We assess all of that. We ask all of the crucial questions this morning to the WAEC buzz, and of course you can follow the conversation because later on we open the lines so that you can call and make your contributions as well. But he's already at our premise, and any moments from now we will be having him on this morning on the show. But also we speak with Mr. George Zwuogbae. Mr. George Zwuogbae is the chairman of the NPP, the National Patriotic Party of Madam Jewel Howard Taylor, the ex-vice president of the country, who has been, arrested and charged with several, crimes, ranging from drug trafficking, money laundering, and the rest of it. We'll be talking about the arrest of their, political leader and stand-up bearer here this morning, and that will be on the flip side of 9 o'clock. So that's the lineup of the show here this morning. In between time, folks, we will, take calls so that you can express a concern, so that you can, ask the tough questions that you have on mind. So don't go away. It's 24 minutes on the flip side of 8 o'clock. And shortly, we just pushed the chairman time now to 8:30 because we want to cut across Liberia just a little bit. to know how is the Flag Day celebration in the counties. So let's begin with Nimba County. Okay, so let's begin with Grand Bassa, and I'd like to say condolences to the people of Grand Bassa County. They lost their former superintendent Yekehzie Zwuogbae, and of course, yeah, he had gone Ghana to seek medical attention, but unfortunately, he died. And also to the people of Bone County, who also lost their former superintendent, Mr. Jackson, and those two deaths happened just between 24 hours apart from each other. So we had two former superintendents dying in just 2 days, so we like to say our condolences, our consolations to the bereaved families and to all of the citizens of those counties for the loss of their leader. So let's go to Grand Bassa County to speak with Conquay, not Conquay, but King Brown. And then if we can get King Brown, because I'm told he's on another call, so we will have to go to okay, we have King Brown on the line. King, good morning and welcome. How are you?
This morning I'm doing great, and I'm glad to join you this morning on this show. Thank you so much.
Okay, it's always a pleasure having you on from Grand Bassa County. How is Grand Bassa? I know Grand Bassa is sad, following the death of your former superintendent, Yekehzie Zwuogbae.
Yeah, sure. The county right now is in a mourning stage because the situation just happened yesterday. And so this morning, in fact, even from yesterday, when the incident was reported, there have been a couple of messages pouring on the social media, people expressing their condolences, and people are in sympathy. People are on the Facebook, even crying, and they recorded themselves and they posted those pictures, their videos on the social media. And these are die-hard supporters of the late Yekehzie Zwuogbae. Yeah, so this morning we could talk about a little bit to give our audience some information about what is happening here.
And exactly that is what I call you. So you just want to give some bit of details about his death. What led to his death? How long was he ill before even hearing the news of his death?
Yeah, so Yekehzie Zwuogbae, he was a son of Grand Bassa County. His parents, his brothers and sisters, they are all still here. And he left from there, went to Monrovia, attended the EMU Zion University, where he graduated with a bachelor degree in criminal justice until 2018, when the CDC won the elections. And then Yekehzie was sent, because he was based in Monrovia, he was sent back to the county to come and serve as a superintendent for Grand Bassa County. So when he came from 2018 up to 2023, he served as the county superintendent and on the CDC-led administration at the time. While serving as superintendent, he also served as the chairman of the Superintendent's Council of Liberia. That gave him another huge task where he had to coordinate with the police across the country. Yekehzie Zwuogbae also at the county level, Yekehzie Zwuogbae also contested in the 2023 elections when he ran as a senatorial candidate. He contested for the senatorial position, but then he came second to the current senator, Honorable Milton Finley. And so he was second to him, and he got massive vote from across the county. And so when you talk about him interested in Grand Bassa County, he's not just an ordinary person. He's somebody who he also occupied several positions. He contested in electoral district 2 as a representative and did not win. During the CDC administration, he contested as a senatorial candidate and he did not win as well. But he always coming between second and third.
Okay. So what exactly led to his death?
So since he left from the superintendent position and then they got into the opposition, so Gbagbe had been reducing, especially in his physical appearance. He started limiting his public, public appearances, and he was not really being seen, normally in public places.
Okay.
So somewhere around the beginning of this year, he took his family to America, his fiancée and his daughter, and came back to the country. Since he came back, he started declining in his body. And the last time he appeared in public was on Prime FM when he went there. He sat on their show, to provide some clarification around what the Minister Sanders said about him.
Okay.
And since then, it has been very terrible for him. His supporters at the county level said that they even took him, they brought him back to Buchanan, the Grand Bassa, and they're talking to some traditional herbalists, what they have to cross, St. John River to go, and thinking that he could recover, but still things were not still working for him. And then they have to go back to Monrovia to take him out of the country to Ghana. So he died in Ghana on the 23rd of August, which was yesterday. He died last the net hour, and then the death news came, and the family members, as we speak, they have announced a media meeting to be held at his Marshall residence, where they will meet to discuss about activities that will lead to the funeral arrangement of Janti Gbagbe. So, as we speak, in the county here, the county administration, the county local administration have all expressed their condolences. In fact, if you were to go to the county, the Grand Bassa County information page this morning, they have expressed that.
Okay.
Have followed the senator of Grand Bassa County, the two senators. They have also expressed that is Senator West Lamberton Philly and that for the pro tem, and Senator Nyomdi Kenga Lawrence. I've also followed Representative Thomas Alexander Goswa. He also expressed his condolence message as well on social media. All of them reflecting on the kind of changes, the time that he had with Janti Gbagbe, when he was around this place. So as you speak, Yekehzie, the county is actually mourning this morning all of his supporters because he almost like
it tells you that the county is not having a happy and so excited Flag Day celebration.
Yeah, because he was almost like a political leader here for his own partisans here. Okay. He was building his political team here, while serving as chairman of the CDC. So Janti Gbagbe had supporters who were just there because of Janti Gbagbe, or some of them were also part of the CDC because they loved Janti Gbagbe. And some of these people today we see them, sharing tears on the social media, coming out to say what he did for them and all of that. So we're following that, the arrangement that will lead to the funeral service. And as the information comes, we're going to be giving it out to those who, in Monrovia and other places. Yeah.
Thank you very much. And yes, please follow up on the funeral arrangements, because I believe he has a lot of supporters here in Monrovia and other parts of the country who will want to know, when he will even be laid to rest.
Yeah. So that's it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So thank you. So apart from the October 24th. The
October
24th celebration today in the county. What we noticed is that unlike last year, August 24th, where we saw the county administration undertaking some initiative that is to have the sidewalk.
Yeah, so just be very brief on this one, because we have a guest here. We have the head of WIC Liberia. He's already here, and we should be taking him on shortly.
Yeah, so unlike last year, where we saw many activities taking place, initiatives that led to the ceremony of the Armed Forces Day, we are not really seeing that here this morning because the superintendent of the county, Kai Johnson, traveled to Rwanda to attend the student program there, and he should be on his way coming back to the county. So as a result of that, we have not seen the flags planting along the road. We have not seen that. Probably they have some planes, but they have not started doing that this morning. They're waiting for maybe the afternoon hour, but we have not seen major activities to show that today we have a big day. So we're waiting to see around 11 or 12, maybe during the period something may change. Anything else we'll let our people know on Tuesday.
Thank you very much, King Brown, for apprising us with developments there from Grand Bassa County. This is the Today Show right here on Spoon 107.5. My name is Yekehzie Zwuogbae. We take this very short break. We'll come back. We're ushering the head of WIC Liberia, Mr. Dal G. Boto, who's in our studio. So let's take this break to be right back with you on the show.
They are not using the law. Invite them, madam. Don't forget about her portfolio. Invite them, madam. We got her intelligent and we want you to come and give your side. And she came to the trial to the police station and you are not satisfied what she said, then you can roar. But the matter is something which the Liberia National Police carry on their operation with unprofessional. We think the fight against drugs to be a witch hunt and target on the opposition.
I cannot do the work of God. If she has been charged, because the drugs is a non-billable law. If she has been charged, I will only muster, I will only encourage her for us to tell her legal team for them to go through a jurisprudent process. If she is vindicated, fine. If she is...
Okay. Liberians there giving their views about the arrest of the former Vice President, Madam Jewel Howard Taylor, who has been charged with several crimes, including money laundering and drug trafficking. Yeah, the views, there were mixed reactions. Some said, some, kind of detest the former manner in which he was arrested without prior notice. Some are saying that the process is not transparent. Some are saying it's a political witch hunt and all of that. But whatever the case is, we are watching the process and see how it goes. So, like I said, we have in our studio Mr. Da Boto of White Liberia. He's the head of White Liberia. Mr. Boto, good morning and welcome to Spoon FM and Spoon TV.
Thank you, Yekehzie, for the opportunity you've given me to appear on your widely listened to platform. This is my first time appearing, on your show, and I'm excited being here today to elaborate on the results that will be released this 1 week.
Okay, welcome, and I hope you feel at home. Yeah, so let's begin with how is WAEC Liberia?
First, we're going to how we are doing at WAEC. First, I want to join you in extending my condolences to the people of Grand Pastor and Palm County for the loss of their former superintendent. No one is excited when a beloved person passes.
Yeah, sure.
So I want to say, on behalf of the West African Examinations Council, I want to extend our typical condolences. I myself, unfortunately, this morning, I also lost one of my in-laws.
Oh, wow.
So it's not easy.
My sympathies.
Yeah, so I'm praying that the Lord will console each and every one of us.
Okay. My sympathies as well.
Yes. And let me also say congratulations to all Liberians as we celebrate another Flag Day. As you know, as it stated earlier, today is August 24th. And this day is a day that is being celebrated throughout the length and breadth of this country. And I'm certain that some Liberians of Salem, Liberia are also celebrating this day. The only unfortunate thing about this day is that this day is always associated with rain.
Rain, yeah.
Yes. When we were in school, I can recall going out there to jail, and we were always in the rain.
Always in the rain.
So when I saw the heavy downpour of rain this morning,
I
was not too surprised.
Yeah.
Having said that, I also want to say,
I mean, August is one of the very rainy months. I'm really surprised that we're not kind of experiencing a lot of rainfall compared to previous years in this August.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah. So how is WAEC Liberia, like I asked earlier?
So WAEC is healthy. We are doing well.
Okay.
Fortunately for us, we just released the results for the exams that were administered to school candidates in 2026.
Okay.
In 2026, we had a little over 200,000+ candidates who did all the exams. The exam for the 3rd graders, the 6th graders, 9th graders, and 12th graders. I'm excited that we've released the results.
Okay.
There are different ways people are interpreting the results.
Okay.
But I'm happy that you have given us the opportunity that we can come and sit on your show and maybe elaborate on what appears to be confusing. I see a lot of things circulating on social media, and with the age we find ourselves in, anybody can post anything on social media. And I saw one post where they were comparing the performance in Liberia with that of the other countries, and someone even indicated that the Liberian candidates perform far better than candidates in Nigeria. And I was getting wow. So with social media, you can just post anything.
Yeah, they're not looking at the eligibility.
Oh, sure.
But firstly, I just wanted to make this clarification. Why Liberia remains why Liberia and not WAS Liberia?
Certainly.
Because since the introduction of WAS, some people can call it WAS Liberia is no more WAEC.
No. The organization is WAEC, West African Examinations Council.
Okay.
But WAEC administers series of examinations.
Yeah, and the WAS is one of them.
So WAS is one of the examinations that we administer. So WAS simply stands for West African Senior School Certificate Exam. Yeah. So WAS is an exam. WAEC is the organization, is the council. So before administering WAS, we should administer what we call a Liberia Senior High School Certificate Exam.
Okay.
Liberia Senior High School Certificate Exam. That exam, as the name implies, was meant purely for only students in Liberia.
Okay.
Like the junior high exam. The junior high exam is called a Liberia Junior High School Certificate Exam. So that exam is developed purely for Liberian
only for Liberian students.
Yes. And we use only the Liberian curriculum, the Liberia Junior High School Certificate Exam. The 6th graders will call it the Liberia Primary School Certificate Exam. So the exam we gave for the 6th graders in Liberia will not be given in Sierra Leone. Okay. They have their own exam that they gave at the level of the 6th grade. For the 3rd graders, we call it Liberia National Assessment Test. But for the 12th graders, we call it West African.
Okay.
West African.
So that is it. It's not unique to Liberia.
So it's not limited to students in Liberia. So the same mathematics we did in Liberia was the same mathematics that the students in Sierra Leone did, and the students in Nigeria, students in Ghana, and the students in the Gambia did.
Okay.
So there is no way that someone in Ghana or Nigeria can say our educational system is at a better or higher standard than that of a Liberian educational system, because we all are doing the same exam.
Okay.
While it is true that we may not be getting the scores that we need, our students are also scoring A's in this exam. Some of our students, they are scoring B, C, and so forth in this exam. The same way, some students in these countries that we hail are struggling to even score E8. And I just want the public to know that WAEC is the name of an organization.
Okay.
And we are not called WAS. We are still called WAEC.
All right. Let's now get into it. Can you break down the results for us in simple terms from primary and junior high to senior high?
Okay, so maybe we'll start with the one with less tension.
Okay.
So we can start with the 3rd graders.
The 3rd graders, okay.
So the 3rd graders only two subjects, numeracy and literacy. Or you can say reading and writing and mathematics, arithmetic.
Okay.
So those are the two subjects that the 3rd graders do. And for a child to be successful on the 3rd grade exam, that child must sit the two subjects, and it's a must that child must pass in all two.
Before they can be considered pass.
Yes, before they can be considered to be successful.
Okay.
So since we introduced this exam in 2021, this has been the condition. In 2026, we had 28,019 candidates. 39,263 candidates sitting in exam in 2026.
Okay.
39,263. Of this number, 39,263, 36,517 met the minimum threshold or the minimum grade for passing.
Okay.
The minimum grade for passing is E8.
Okay.
On these exams, we use a 9-point grading system from 1 to 9, from A1 to F9.
Okay.
So 8 of those 9 points is a pass mark.
Okay.
If you score any of those grades, you score A1, you score B2, you score B3, you score C1, you pass. But 9 is the only failing mark. So what we've done is that we we distributed the schools in such a way that you can score for the 8 passing marks. You can score A1, P2, P3, C4, C5, C6, D7, and E8. So E8 is a least or minimum passing mark. So for you to be successful on the third grade, you should score a minimum of an E8. So it's like somebody saying you should score a minimum of 70 to pass. It doesn't mean that if you score 80, you score 85, you are not successful. But the minimum score that is required of you passing is 70. So on this exam, the minimum score for you want to be considered successful is E8, and you must score E8 in both subjects.
Okay.
For the 2026 exam, we have 93% of the candidates scoring a minimum of E8. And for the third grade exam, it's purely an objective test.
Okay.
Both numeracy and literacy, they're just objective tests. The students do these subjects, and we use machines to score the papers. So human beings, the only involvement of human being on the third grade exam is to take the papers and put it on the machine, and the machine scores them.
Okay.
So that's not much of a problem.
Okay.
For the sixth grade, the sixth graders do 4 subjects. The sixth graders do what we call mathematics, general science, language arts, and social studies.
Okay.
We use the same 9-point grading system that we call standard 9, or it's abbreviated as STAN 9.
All right.
Yes, but it's actually standard 9, a standard 9 grading system. So we use this 9-point grading system to score the candidates who do the exam at the level of the 6th grade. Again, to be successful on this exam, you must score a minimum of an E8. So when you score from A1 to E8, you are considered to be successful. The only time you are not successful is when you score F9. F9 is the only grade on this 9-point grading scale that is considered to be a failing grade.
Yeah.
Yes. So for you to be successful on the 6th grade exam, you must sit the 4 subjects and you must pass NN3.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't play any special premium or to say emphasis on a particular subject to say you must pass this subject. We consider all the subjects at the level of the 6th grade to be important. So you have to pass NN3. And for the 2026 exam, for the 2026
so
exam,
at you are saying at the 6th grade level, even if you fail math but you pass any other 3 subjects, you pass.
Yes.
You consider successful.
Yes. So you pass English, social studies, and general science, mathematics, because you met that minimum criteria of passing 3, you pass.
Okay.
Yes. There have been some debate. Some people say we should make it 4. You should pass all 4.
All 4.
Yes. And let me also say that we are considering adding additional subjects to the 9th graders.
To the 9th graders
yes,
examination.
Yes. Then in that case, when additional subjects.
And what could be those additional subjects?
So take for instance, civics has been added again to the Liberian curriculum.
Okay.
So civics could be one of the subjects that could be added to the national exam, so that
for the 9th graders.
For the 9th graders, so that it can be a must that you should pass civics. We will now place a constraint.
Okay.
To say pass civics, pass
English
and mathematics, and any other subject to make it 4.
To make it 4.
Because you're between 5.
Okay.
Then you can pass. But for now, since there are 4 subjects for the 6th graders, they are required to pass NN3.
Okay.
A good number of the candidates who start the exam pass all 4 subjects.
Okay.
But
for the 6th grade level.
Yes. The condition is you should pass a minimum of 3. Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, the civics that I'm talking about, we actually start it with the 9th graders. We'll not start with 6th grade.
Okay.
We'll start with the 9th grade. You know, it is important that civics be taught in the school. So that
citizens need to know their civic duties, civic responsibilities.
Yes, obviously. When we were in school with this series, we don't know why at certain time it was taken from the system. So for the 6th graders, those who sat the exam were in 2026 were 49,153. 49,153. And of that number, 40,958, which constitutes about 83%. Of the students that took the 6th grade exam, was successful. They were out of school a minimum of E8. Now, another thing that we did is we do what we call the comparative analysis.
Yeah, looking at the trend.
Yes, we compare how the students perform or they have been performing over the last 3 years.
Okay.
So we'll look at 2024, 2025, 2026 and see whether the performance is stable or the performance
whether
is
it's progressing or it's going down.
Declining.
Yeah.
So when we did that comparative analysis, sorry, I didn't to tell you the comparative analysis at the third grade, and the sixth grade, and so I established the sixth grade.
Okay.
When we did the comparative analysis at the level of the sixth grade, you see that in 2024, 93% of the candidates were successful. Yes. For the 4,000, 980 sat and 93% was successful.
In 2024?
In 2024. In 2025, for the 9,430 sat and 87% was successful. So between 2024 and 2025, there's a decline. In 2026, for the 9,153 sat and 83.3% was successful. So between 2025 and 2026, there's a decline.
There's also a decline. So there's a decline from 2024
to 2026. It was a downward trend.
Yeah.
We're hoping that there can be a reversal so that the performance can go upward, because nobody is excited about seeing a downward trend, especially at a level.
Yeah, but what do you think could be responsible for the downward trend? Could it be because of maybe the changes in the eligibility?
No. For the sixth grade exam, the eligibility have always been.
I'm talking about. Oh, okay, yeah. I'm talking about the yeah. Okay, yeah.
Eligibility has always been passing N3 since we reintroduced this exam in 2019.
It's been the same. There's been no change.
Even when we reintroduced, because the exam used to be given before the war.
Okay.
Yeah, in the 70s and so forth, and then after some time they did away with it. When I was in sixth grade, I did not do sixth grade exam.
Okay.
But in 2005, this exam was reintroduced.
Yeah, it was.
Between 2005 and 2010. And then in 2010, the government suspended it. In 2019, the government reintroduced it. So the condition for being successful in the exam has always been passing N3 subjects.
Passing N3, okay.
Yes. So let me now go quickly to the junior high.
Yeah.
The junior high also currently is doing 4 subjects. There are some conversations ongoing to increase the number of subjects from 4 to maybe 6.
Okay.
And in that case, one of the subjects that will be included will be civics education. Another subject we are contemplating on introducing is the subject we call religious moral education.
Okay. All right.
Some people say since the schools are teaching Bible, let the children take Bible. Or some schools are teaching the Quran. Let them do Islamic study or Arabic and so forth. But in the Ministry of Education National Curriculum, they have what they call religious and moral
studies. Okay.
And religious and moral study considers the different relations. Okay. Even the traditional African relations are also considered on the religious and moral studies. Okay. So we thought that at the level of the junior high, if we introduce, instead of restricting them to say, if you are in Christian school, study in the Bible. If you are in Islamic school, study Quran or Islamic study. Okay. What's about those who are in Christian or Islamic schools? What's about those who are in other public institutions or other private schools that don't align themselves with
religion?
Religion. Okay.
Okay.
So we think the moral and the religious and moral education, we consider all of those things. So you will be, if you are Christian, you will study a portion of Christianity.
Yeah.
If you are Islam, you study. If you are a Muslim, you study
of Christianity.
It's Islam.
Yeah.
And if you are if you don't believe in any of these 2 religions,
you still study.
You still have the African traditional relations. And that you can consider. And then besides that, there is a component or the aspect of moral education that people can also consider at the level of the junior high. And we think that if we do that, it will prepare our students for senior high, and they will know their civic responsibilities. They will know what the rest are, because they will not only study them in school.
Yeah.
Someone asked me this question: what is the importance of studying these courses in school? And I told them, look, from my own experience, I realized that the subjects that are tested on the exam, the schools and the students place more emphasis on those subjects. Take for instance, we're not testing Bible now, right? So a school can decide to teach its own doctrine.
Yeah.
because Bible is not being tested on the exam. But if we are to test Bible on religious and moral education, the school will not be limited to
their doctrine.
Only its doctrine.
Okay.
The school will now go beyond its doctrine.
Yeah.
And because this will become an exam, I can always give the example. I say if we're not testing mathematics on any of these examinations, the schools will not be constrained, or the schools will not be compelled to teach according to the national curriculum. I could go and teach what I want to teach.
Yeah, what I want to teach.
Say for instance,
there'll be no guard.
We're not doing French now on the exam. And because French is not being administered on the exam, you will see that maybe while there is a national French curriculum, the schools may teach French as they wish and will. But if French was to be given on the exam, which we are doing now, we are about to do at the level of the 12th grade, you will not have that latitude or that freedom to just teach anything that you want to teach. But you now have to teach according to the curriculum structured for that particular class or that particular grade level. So the 9th graders, 4 subjects like the 6th graders, and they are required to pass in any 3. If these 2 additional subjects are added, moral and religious education, then there will be some conditions. In order for you to be eligible, or in order for us to consider you to be successful on the 9th grade exam, you must pass civics.
Okay.
Right? Even the religious and moral education we're talking about, you will be required to pass moral and religious education. Then maybe we will say math and English. But as it is now, we consider all the subjects to be important. At the level of the 9th grade.
So it means they can pass any 3.
They can pass any 3.
Okay.
So in 2026, we have 53,165 9th graders that came in for the exam. For the 7,612. For the 7,612, constituting 89.56% of the candidates were successful. Only 5,533 candidates were not successful. That means the 5,553 candidates failed more than one subject. So the only way you can be considered to be unsuccessful is you must fail more than one. So these 55,000 may have failed 2, they may have failed 3, or possibly they may have failed all 4. Now, what is the trend?
Yeah.
What is the trend at the level of the 9th grade or the last 3 years, 2024, 2025, and 2026? In 2024, we have 4,980 candidates who sat, and 93% of that number was successful in 2024. In 2025, we have 9,430 sat, and 87% was successful. So between 2024 and 2025,
a downward trend.
Decline, a downward trend. In 2026, 2025, we had 87% passing. 2026, it went to 89.5, but 90%. So between 2025 and 2026, the performance went upward. So when you look at it from the level of the 3 years, 2024, 2025, 2026, then we say it's kind from up, it came down, and went back up. So we consider that fluctuation.
Fluctuation.
It came down, then went back. Or just that you have your current, and it coming and going off. And
the eligibility has been the same over the years.
Anything has not changed. It has not changed. So there's no way that somebody can say maybe you change the eligibility requirement or all the years. What changed, I think, in 2021 or in 2020 was the grading system. Prior to 2020, we had only we had a 2-point grading scale. You either pass or you fail. You either pass or you fail. But what that grading system did was that it did not tell the quality of the pass. Whether I scored 90, you scored 95, another person scored 75, everybody was placed in the same category. So there was no distinction. So we introduced, since we're using a 9-point grading scale at the level of the 12 graders, we now brought this grading system, because the grading system talking about pass fail was for all of the other grades, 3rd grade, 6th grade, 9th grade, 2 grades, pass or you fail. But what was the quality of my pass? Did I score very good or excellent? Did I score or fair, or was my passing was in an average passing mark, or was it a penalty, the polar line?
Yeah.
And that was not the case.
Was indicated.
In the case of this 9-point grading system with either the points being passing mark, we now have the polar point, the polar line, which is the penalty.
Yeah.
Being E8. And we are saying in order for you to be successful, you must score a minimum of E8. So from 2020 coming to 2026, we have been using a 9-point grading system.
Okay.
I thought to make this clarity because someone who took the SM in 2019, 2018, they will say, "Well, on my certificate, I had a P. We're going to put F on certificate." So I saw also P.
Okay.
But there was no way when we got the concerns of the stakeholders that, look, I took my certificate to places, but people could not tell, they could not distinguish between how well I perform on the test. Because everybody just copy, which was passed.
Okay.
But with this one, now you will now see excellent, very good, credit, and all in the way pass.
Okay, so for example, if I took the examination before this new grading system was introduced, and I go to sit for a resetter, right?
We don't have resetter for NAFTA now.
Okay.
Yes.
Only for the
12
graders. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
So maybe if you took your certificate somewhere, or maybe you had a 9th grade certificate or a 6th grade certificate in your child.
Yeah.
You're having a 6th grade certificate. Well, how come my own certificate is different? I having A1, having C6, but you only get only P and F. What does P stand for? Then you now have to be explaining to your child that, look, at that time, there were only 2 grades that were being awarded by wire, P and F, and there was no way for you to distinguish how well someone performed on the exam because everybody was just given P. So looking at the 2 grading systems, I think this one is more preferable. This one is more scientific. This one is more clearer.
Okay.
And to stakeholders than what we used to do before. So for the 9th grade, you see, we say the students' performance over the 3 years fluctuated. We're hoping that going forward, the performance will continue to show an upward trend. Will continue to go upward. Then the big one is with the 12th graders.
Yeah.
And there where the confusion is.
Sure.
Because people are not really running with the resource for 3rd grade, 6th grade, and 9th grade. Well, everybody is concerned about the 12th graders. And we understand why people are concerned because this SM is more high stake than these other SMs.
Yeah.
This SM, like people been saying, whether you pass or not, you still move on to the next level. But this other SM, your performance determines whether you can
graduate.
Graduate one, you can go to college, you can easily be employed. Take for instance, the AFL was trying to recruit people recently, and we're using
the YX
certificate as one of the yardsticks. The police is about to do the same, and they have also come to us. They want to use this as a yardstick. It doesn't mean that they were not using the YX certificate before in the past, but people were taking fake documents for them.
Okay.
So we have a platform that we have given to them. The AFL is using. You take your document to the AFL. The AFL will log in onto the platform we gave them, and will be able to in
verify.
real time
verify.
Okay. And the last time, I think there was an issue circulating on social media that don't know about 5,000 or so many persons using their fake credentials to the AFL, and the AFL was able to detect because of the platform that we gave them that they are using. Most universities in Liberia are using this platform now. Other institutions are using it at the nursing pool. They use a platform to verify credentials that are submitted to them by people. So the 12th grade SM, more people are concerned about it because everybody wants to graduate.
Yeah.
However, everybody can just graduate.
If they're not competent, if they're not capable.
Everybody can just graduate. On the basis of the SM we gave in 2026. Again, I want to appreciate the government for paying for all the 12th graders who came in for this SM. The 1,126 schools that presented candidates for the SM. All the candidates were paid for by government. I'm also aware of some schools that left us some of the candidates. The reasons for leaving all those candidates are not best known to us. They are best known to the schools because, take for instance, we give.
But what is WIC policy on that?
First thing we gave each school because government is paying.
Okay.
So we gave each school 650 slots.
650 slots.
Spaces. We say, look, use the 650 spaces we given you. if you utilize all 650 and you have more than 650 students, you notify us and we'll give you additional.
Okay.
Initially, we should give them 500, but we realized that some schools have more than 500. Take, for instance, I think they said close to 580 or 500. I can't remember the figure of it. Yeah, I think 580 something. So in that case, I just use as an example.
Yeah.
We just use 586.
Okay.
And the remaining, the 650,
yeah.
the remaining 64, they don't have use for it, so that those spaces will be left. Even now you don't last them.
Okay.
But he gave a school 650. They took only 50.
50.
Or they took 55.
The rest.
And he took 50, he left us 600 spaces. And then you come back to us at the eve of the SM. That we made a mistake. We left out 2 names.
2 names.
We left out 3 names. For us, well, from where we sit, that doesn't make sense to us. Are you telling us that you don't know how many students you have in the 12th grade in your school? Especially for schools that don't have many sessions. You have only one 12th grade class. You don't know how many students you have? You told us that you don't need 600 slots, additional 600 slots. You need only 50. And then here you are coming back to us. So there are some schools that left us on names.
Does WAEC Liberia give those institutions any qualification criteria before their students write the exam?
Also, yes, the major qualification is the child must be in the 12th grade.
Okay.
Initially, we should insist that the child must have spent 3 years in your institution.
Okay.
But we realized there are reasons for which people migrate. People move from one place to another place. So maybe a child who was in Monrovia and his parents relocated to Yekehzie or campus to work with Metal State. Can you insist that a child, his entire family has moved to another place? Can you insist that they should remain in Monrovia to complete high school? No. So once they have genuine reasons and a school can validate those reasons and admit them, we don't have problem with it.
Okay.
Okay, but the child should be in 12th grade.
Okay.
There is no way we require a school to submit somebody who is in 12th grade. So because we don't know the students and the students are from the schools and they have spent time with the school, we say register your students.
Okay.
Now last year.
And in terms of the grading in the school, does WAEC require anything?
Oh, yes, we require the schools to send us the final averages for the students.
Okay.
From 10th grade, 11th grade, and 12th grade.
12th grade.
But during the time of the registration for the 12th grade, the grades can be available. So send us 10th grade, 11th grade averages.
Okay.
So if you are registering a child for a particular subject, for instance, you have to register the child for mathematics, and register the child for English. What was his final average in English in the 10th grade?
Okay.
What was his final average in mathematics in the 10th grade? What was his final average for English in 11th grade? What was his final average for mathematics in 11th grade? So all the subjects that a child will be registered for, you have to submit the final
grades.
Yeah, the final grades. Interestingly, some schools, there are not many, but some schools send unreliable schools.
Okay.
What would I call unreliable schools?
Made up.
It's not possible for all the students in a school to have a minimum average of 85.
85.
In all subjects.
And what is WAEC minimum average?
No, we don't have a minimum average. We ask you to submit the average for the students. Yes.
Okay.
1 year, the school.
Then what's the essence of submitting the grades?
Okay, because you see, we call that continuous assessment. The parents spend 3 years in high school at the level of the institution. And then they just come to us for a few days to do the exam. But they have been assessed formatively or continuously at the level of what? Their school, right? So what we do is we say, okay, bring those school grades so we can make it form part of the final grades.
Okay.
But sadly, you can see, and those that are following us, I can tell you that the grades that the school sent to us at times can harm the students.
Okay. Are you saying that most of the schools send fabricated grades?
That would be an overstatement.
Some?
Yes, some schools.
Some schools.
There are schools that I'm aware of in this place that can even send grades below 70.
Okay.
As a final average for some of the students.
Okay.
And we accept them. So because of that, 1 year, the least score that the school sent for all their students was 97 on the averages. So someone got 97 average in chemistry. That means the whole year that person did not score 90 during any of the period.
Yeah.
The only way that person in final average can be 97.
97.
If that person was
score
scoring
more than 90.
So there was no 80 on that person with Boca. But that person can answer one chemistry question on the test. Yet his final average is 97, 98, 99. Because the schools thought that we were taking those grades on the basis of their face value.
Okay.
Or we are an international organization, and there are standards that we must adhere to, we must follow. So what we will normally do is we subject to best practices in the assessment community.
Okay.
And one of the things we do when we are dealing with continuous assessment schools, we don't know how rigid or lenient those who give the schools were.
Okay.
Say, for instance, because they are not from the same schools, right? It is possible that the teacher for mathematics in school A may be generous.
Okay.
And it is possible that another teacher for mathematics in another school may be tough. And so what we do, we don't accept those grades on the basis of the face value any longer. We subject them to standard practices, statistical practices, and the formulas and the formulas that were made by Wyatt. So when you send these school grades, we transform them to standard scores.
Okay.
And during the process of standardizing these schools that is sent to us, we also use the performance on the SM to standardize these schools. We realize that if the schools send unreliable grades, those grades most often affect the smart students.
Okay.
Because what it does when the grades are not reliable, the grades are uniform. I just did work for my 85. To get my 85. You just did work for your 72. Get your 72. But I got my 85, you got your 72, and they sent 88 for every one of us.
88 for everybody. That's unfair.
By the time you find the average for 88 for everybody, it will be 88. And by the time you do the analysis, you do the standardization, 88 may tend to 0. Because I will have to subtract your own average from the average score of that class. 88 minus 88 0. It doesn't matter which parameter you add to that particular expression, it will tend to 0. So the grades that they send for the schools, the students most often affect the smart one and push the weaker ones up. Because you scored 72, they gave you 88. They added 16 points to you. I scored 85. They gave me 88. And they added 3 points. Or maybe my average would have been 90. They gave me 88. You haven't deducted 2 points from me. And so we do that, and then we found 30% of their moderated school grades we added to the final schools.
Okay.
So at the end of the day, we say you must score a minimum of E8 to be considered as successful in SM.
Okay. Yeah, I want to say we are circumventing, the senior, the 12 reader results.
Yes.
I know there are a lot of people so eager to hear that. So let's go into it.
So the 12 graders, this year we administer 21 subjects.
21 subjects.
Yes. The usual 9 subjects will be administering before, and 12 technical and vocational subjects.
Okay.
That only students from PTWR took. It is anticipated that going forward, we have schools who are teaching these technical and vocational subjects will take advantage of it.
Okay.
Before coming to the result,
so only BWR register for the vocational and technical subjects.
BWR was the only school that registered students for the vocational and technical subjects.
Okay.
There were 20 other students, 20 others from different schools that took only one subject, but they did not register them for any other subject. And for us, it was not making sense to us. We just thought that it was a mistake. Okay. So we did not consider them.
All right.
Okay, because you can say you register somebody for general agriculture, and on a same agriculture program, we have animal husbandry, we have crop husbandry, and you don't want to take advantage of it. So look at only PTWR. So that's why we focus on PTWR. Okay. However, there were 20 other people who registered for general agriculture, but they did not do it. But the good thing, the impressive thing about the technical subjects, no children when it came to the actual practical.
Okay, the practical aspect.
They did exceptionally well. In fact, the vocational subjects I'm talking about, these technical and vocational subjects that I'm just speaking about, they were the only subjects in which all of the students, for some of them, all of the candidates passed with good results.
Okay.
Yes, good schools, very good schools.
For the practical aspect.
Because of the schools they obtained on the practical, some of them were scoring 98 all on the practical.
Oh, wow.
Where some of them had issues was the rating, the
theoretical aspect.
The theory, the essay. Some of them, the performances were a bit lower in the essay, but in the practical, the exceptionally perform. And that shows that because those practicals were hands-on.
Okay.
They were doing everything.
Okay.
So when they saw the test and they told them to do exactly what they were doing with their hands, everything, they could easily, demonstrate the potential for it. Okay. For the objective, it was just multiple choice, so it was not much of an issue. Okay. So they did well in for example, I think in auto mechanics, all of the children that did auto mechanics passed with good scores in auto mechanics. And I was there at the time they were doing the practical, and I was impressed with the practical. Okay. Because I was there for the practical exam. But when it came to the other subjects, our students are still struggling. We have literature. Our students are still finding it difficult.
Okay.
Because maybe the textbooks are not affordable. The literary text that they should be using. But there are general literature work that they could do well in and they could be successful. However, on this exam, before joining WAS, those who did the senior high school certificate exam, they were required to do 9 subjects, minimum 8, and were required to pass minimum 6. Those 6 subjects should include English, mathematics, and a science subject.
Okay.
So you need to pass English, mathematics, a science subject, then you pass any 3 other subjects.
Any 3 subjects.
So that means if you were to pass 6 subjects, you pass English, you pass mathematics, and 4 other subjects, but you did not pass a science subject, you were not considered successful.
Okay.
Then when we migrated, we moved on to WAS, the condition became that, look, if a child takes the exam, tell him his result. If he pass in any subject, give him the certificate for the subjects he passed in.
Okay.
So when we joined WAS initially was, once you pass, you can take that subject, you pass one subject, you are entitled to a certificate.
And graduation.
Yes. So when we started in 2018, the results were terrible. The Ministry of Education decided at that time that anybody who passed in one subject should graduate. So the condition was passed in any one subject.
Okay.
When we move on to 2021, the condition shifted from 1 to NN3.
NN3.
Yeah, 2021 up to 2023. 2023, it began NN5 subjects.
Okay.
So when this new administration came in 2024, it was pass NN5 subjects. You can pass NN5 subjects to be eligible for graduation, whether you pass mathematics or not, or you pass English or not.
Okay.
In 2025, the government came and they said, oh, it should not be pass NN5 subjects, but the 5 subjects should include mathematics and English. It doesn't matter the quality of the pass, but just pass NN5 subjects with E8. So we actually begin to enforce this in the 2026.
Okay.
So in 2026, if you pass 5 subjects, or even more than 5 subjects, and you failed either English or mathematics, you are not considered pass. So the people who passed 5 subjects, and the 5 subjects included English and mathematics, including people who did the technical subjects, right? And the past 5 subjects, including the technical subjects, English and mathematics, will be eligible. But you could even do your technical subjects and you fail either English or you fail mathematics, and you pass more than 5 subjects. But because you did not meet that condition that says English and, not English or, English and mathematics. So once you fail one of the subjects, automatically you fail the exam, you are not eligible for passing. So we really enforced that policy this year. Last year there were some confusions because the Ministry of Education was saying pass 5 and how you call it, should include mathematics and English, and we were just looking at pass NN5. Because on school say about WAEC, we saw WAEC release, they have told us pass already. So we went ahead, we corrected our students whether they pass mathematics or not. But in this case, this year's exam, 2026 exam, you must pass math and English should be considered as pass. So you will see some schools, I will see some of the students passing many subjects, but the students will still be considered as failed. That could be because the adult did not pass mathematics or English, or they did not pass both of them.
Okay.
Or better still, you could pass mathematics and English. But when we put all the subjects together, they can reach 5.
Okay.
The subjects that you pass on the exam, they can reach 5. Once they can reach 5, will not be considered successful. So for this year exam, we have 55,887 candidates who sat the exam. Of the 55,887, 33,000 plus met that criteria of passing minimum 5 subjects, including English and mathematics. And that constitutes 60.37%.
Okay.
Now, many people, when we look at the comparative analysis, many people will be saying, it's low, but you should know that the condition
changed, the eligibility changed.
Yes, eligibility criteria. Take for instance, when we should say pass in anyone, right? In 2020, for 2020, 2018, 2019, 2020, pass anyone, then you have had 97% of them passing because you have 97% of them passing any one subject.
Yeah.
If we were to go by the time 2021, we say pass any 3 subjects. In 2021, we say pass any 3 subjects, we have 51,000 plus passing, and that will be about 91% of the student passing.
Okay.
If we were to go by the time we say pass any 5 subjects, it will even be higher. Pass any 5 subjects, like it was before this year. If we have said pass any 5 subjects, then in that case, pass any 5 subjects, in that case, we will have for the 3,000 candidate passing, which will have been 77%.
So it means, based on the change in the eligibility criteria, can we say there's improvement?
Oh yeah. So let's look at the 3 years.
Okay.
The 3 years and look at pass any 5 and pass 5, including English and mathematics, and see where we are. Right? So in 2024, passing any 5 was only 17,000. Right? Which was 35%. Right? But passing 5 subjects, passing 5 English and mathematics in 2024 was 4,175. 4,175, which was 8%. Now you look at 2025, pass any 5. Pass any 5 in 2025, it was 28,000. Pass 75, you were 55%. But now when you come to pass any 5, including English and mathematics in 2025, then it was just 20,000. 20,000 of the 51,000 aside. When you look at in 2026, so let me start with pass in any 5.
Yeah.
In 2025, 2024, it was 35%. 2025, it is 55%. In 2026, it's 77%. Passing any 5. Okay. When you place a condition passing any 5, including English and mathematics, then in 2025, 2024 was 8.54%, 2025 it was 39%, and 2026 is 60%. So when you look at it in terms of these, then you can see the performance is upward.
Okay.
Yes. So people really need to understand, the criteria that have been applied, and for which we are reading these schools.
Okay. So if you just joined us, it's a reminder that you are listening to the Today Show right here on Spoon 107.5. It's 23 minutes past 9 o'clock. We have with us the head of WAEC Liberia, Mr. Dal Buto. He's been breaking down, the 2026 WAEC results, and also, giving us the eligibility criteria. We'll be opening the lines very, very shortly, so that you can call in and ask questions. But coming up shortly as well, we play host to the chairman of the NPP. As you know, Madam Jua Howard Taylor is the standard bearer, or let's say political leader of the NPP, and she's currently in detention by the Liberian National Police following several criminal charges against her. What does the NPP feel about that? We will be speaking with Mr. George Zwuogbae in as soon as possible time. what is your overall assessment about this year's result?
Okay, so looking at it from the different levels, I can say that the lower levels, tier 6 grade, even though there was some fluctuation in downward trend, but the pass rate, especially for the tier grade, is here in the 90%.
Okay,
which is good. For the 6th grade, or the pass rate, especially the 3 years pass rate for the 6th grade, we saw it also fluctuating, and also we are a bit satisfied with it, and we just hope that the students will continue doing the best. Even though for the 6th graders, the performance for the 6th graders show a downward trend for the 3 years period, but at least you have it being in the 80+%. For the 9th graders, again, you saw the performance for the 9th graders fluctuating, and they are in the 80% for the last 2 years. We're hoping that the performance will go up in the years to come. But when it comes to the 12th grade SM, I think incrementally there are some improvement.
Okay.
Yes, there are some improvement, and for me, I don't love pressing the white chicken, because the way we say in Liberia, when you press the white chicken in the next thing, we're jumping the red out. And so I just want us to keep our heads up high, keep on encouraging our students that they are smart students in our school system. They have the potential, to compete with any of the counterparts.
Okay.
As I indicated before, some of our students this year got A1. They see A1 and they think about WAEC, they think about our grading system. When you see someone with A1, they see A1 in Liberia, it's the same A1 in Sierra Leone, it's the same A1 in Nigeria, it's the same A1 in Ghana.
Okay.
What I cannot definitely say is whether they scored the exact raw score.
Okay.
Because A1 is a great range.
Yeah.
It's just that you go into university and they say anybody that scored from 95 to 100, or anybody that scored from 90 to 100 scores are A.
Okay.
One person who scored 98, another person who scored 92. We all get A.
Okay.
So the point I'm trying to make is that the fact that some of our students could score A1 on the SM, and they start this SM with Nigerians, with Ghanaians, with Sierra Leoneans, with Gambians, I think it's highly commendable. We may not have the number of credit passes that the other countries are having, but I'm sure with time, we were the last to join this SM. I'm sure with time, our students will be able to compete with their counterparts in the sub-region.
Yeah. So what are the subjects that performed the best and those that performed the worst?
So the best subject on this SM, technically, the worst subject was literature in English.
Literature in English.
Yes, literature in English. I don't know why literature is. Our students are struggling with literature.
Okay.
I don't want to attribute it to because it's a reading subject. The other papers too are reading. Take for example, history.
Okay.
History is a reading course, right? But our students are performing well in history. And the difference between the history that I will do now and the history that we used to do before, when we're doing the Liberia Senior High School certificate, is that at the time we're doing the Liberia Senior High School certificate, our students was reading for war history. They was reading Liberian history, they were reading West African history, they were reading African history, and they were reading war history. But now when it comes to WAS, right? Your focus is only your country's history. So the focus is on Liberia. So that could be one of the reasons why the students are doing well in history.
Yeah.
History, yes, and literature in English, they struggle with literature in English. I'm aware that they are still struggling in the sciences, the chemistry and physics, but this year the performance in the subjects were a bit better.
All right. So also can because some people may confuse the difference between passing WAEC and meeting the graduation requirement. Can you clearly explain the difference?
So the graduation requirement now is passing 5 subjects, and the 5 subjects must include English and mathematics.
Okay.
And based upon the directive we got from the Ministry of Education, if you don't meet that condition, you are not considered to be successful on the SM.
Okay.
However, let me just say this. However, for WAS, once you took X amount of subject and you pass it in on the subject, you say be issue a certificate showing your attainment. What grade you attain in a subject that you pass. So people who say pass one subject onwards will say issue them certificate showing them only that one subject.
Okay.
Yes.
And when do we expect the resetter to be taken?
Oh, thank you. Currently the registration is ongoing.
Okay.
The registration, I think early August.
Okay.
The SM this year will be administered in October.
Okay.
It will start on the 3rd of October and will end on the 27th. And the good thing about this year's resetter that will be giving is that the result will be all in by December. The result will be all by December.
Okay.
And then the second one I will be giving, or the first one will be giving in 2027, which will be giving in February. Those who will not be successful, they have the opportunity to do it again. Unlike the way we should do it, what we will give the SM in December release. We will not even release a result and we'll start the second visitor SM.
Okay. Let me just flag some of the concerns of those that are following the show so that you can respond. So this person says, why is it difficult for the various universities and colleges to verify those people who graduated from 2010 to 2018, the Y certificate? That's one concern. You just want to address that.
Oh, yeah, okay. Difficult. 2010 to 2018.
Yeah, 2010 to 2018. This person is saying, why is it difficult for the various universities and colleges to verify those certificates?
Okay. Okay. Can I address that?
Yeah, you can address
it. I don't know if universities or institutions are having difficulties.
Okay.
But prior to 2011, we're not capturing digital photos and the date of birth.
Okay.
Yeah, date of birth. So if you go online, you will see that it will be difficult for you to verify or see photos of people who took the test before 2010. However, for 2011 to present, there should not be any difficulty.
Okay.
Because we have the information. So when someone talks about difficulty from 2010, I really don't know because that has not been brought to our attention.
Okay.
But nobody should find it difficult to verify the results from those years at all.
Do students have access to the results now? Somebody asked.
No, but the schools have access.
The schools have access.
So what we should do in the past, whenever we release the results immediately, the students will have access before the schools. But then the schools started complaining. And so we say, okay, let's allow the schools to have access to the results so they can know all of the students. Because they say they were receiving the results from the students.
Okay.
So there was no way for them to verify whether what the students are bringing to them were authentic. So we decided that the schools should have access. So we're giving the schools time between now and maybe Friday.
Okay.
Then we'll allow the students to have access. So for those schools that are following us who have not accessed the results, please go back to your registration portal. And there's a place that we call result download. Download the result, and when you download the result, you just see your result on the screen, but you can download the PDF version so you can keep it. Download the PDF version and print it and keep it so you can have it for all of your students. So if a student comes to you with his or her result now, then you can compare it with what you have. So for now, I'm appealing to the students. Please we'll allow people to have access shortly, but we're allowing the schools to have access to it. And we think that's fair to the schools.
Okay, Mr. Goto, we have several questions to ask, but unfortunately we got limited time, so we cannot ask all of our questions. But let's go to the lines shortly to hear from a few callers. Callers on 0777 771 075, 0777 771 075, 880-799795, 0777 771 075, 0777 771 075, 880-799795. Shortly we'll be playing host to Mr. George Zwuogbae, chairman of the NPP. But let's just take a few calls here. Good morning, your name and where you join us from?
Yeah, good morning. Thank you. My name is Christian Jerboy. I'm joining from Kolova.
Let's hear you, Christian.
Yeah, quickly, I have a question. I want to know that the director, please tell us why is it those that have a certificate, why does not have one quota once you got your document to use it and verify instead of PIN, continue using PIN. they will just give you that one code because you already got document. We're not seeing nothing on the document. Some people lawyers that paying that code, but they got document. So why is it?
Okay, thank you very much. He's listening. He's going to address that concern. Let's talk to this person. Hello, your name and where you joined us from?
Yeah, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, let's hear you.
Yeah, well, my name is Jonathan Joe, and I'm calling from District 6 here.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, thank you very much, and good morning, Mr. Boto. Yeah, I have two concerns. The first one has to do with the 6th grade exam. I noticed that I'm a classroom teachers, and the 6th grade exam, their evaluation was done by their instructor. So how credible from the analysis of the result, how credible you think those results are?
Thank you. Thank you, Jonathan.
Then the next one. Hello?
Yeah, go ahead quickly.
Yeah, quickly. The next one has to do with the error of misspelled names. Because I experienced that one of the certificates, the student name was misspelled. The name they use in the school is different from the name that they have on a wire certificate. So Can you please address that?
Thank you very much. Let's talk to this person. Hello, your name and where you join us from?
Hello.
Yeah, let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, this is Joseph Doe.
Yeah, go ahead.
Calling from Oro.
Yeah.
How many times should our students resit the exam? How many times?
Okay. How many times should a student resit the exam? Thank you very much. The head of WIC is listening. He's going to address that. Hello.
Good morning, Chief.
Good morning. How are you? Let's hear you.
I'm okay. Elijah Mentors from Bionomenclature, and I just joined from the Borough community.
Yeah, please go ahead.
So for Mr. Woto in studio, I'm a visually impaired. But I've been noticing the past year, literally, if visually impaired people take the wax or WAG, they don't get the results. So what's the problem? Can you please address that? Is it that there are not people to correct papers? I want you to please make that well understood. Thank you, Evers.
Thank you very much. Let's talk to this person. Hello, your name and where you join us from?
Good morning. Yeah, my name is Kaleman Chimolu, and I call you from Right Life.
Okay.
I overheard a student girl saying that 2018, a student who started 2018 was. Yeah. I hear her saying that 2018, the government said I passed any, I think it's down to 5 or any one, or the only one. But then at that time, when we were reading the words, they said I passed 5, compulsory 5. And I did pass 4 subjects, but I didn't pass. I passed English, literature, biology, and economics. But then my father said, because the government said I should pass compulsory 5, so he didn't pay graduation fee for that year. I didn't graduate there. So now I was hearing saying that the government said pass anyone. So them are saying that, well, for me now, I don't have certificate because of what happened to me. So I'm asking that.
Just listening, he's going to clarify that, and we will stop here. Which school did you graduate from?
From Action Faith, look at
Duboro. Okay, thank you. Yeah, Mr. Boto, just briefly address these concerns before taking leave of you.
Only one single pin.
Okay.
The pin is tied to your RP number, and that pin can be used 5 times. Once you exhaust the 5 times, you can obtain another one by using either Lone Star, MTN, or mobile money, or only mobile money to secure another pin.
Okay.
Then Jonathan, I think what Jonathan meant was not, they not mean to talk about the 6th grade. I think he meant the 3rd grade. Because the 6th grade SM is not administered the way we administer the 3rd grade. The 6th graders will put them to centers. For the 3rd graders, they are very small. So we allow them to remain on their favorite campuses, and we take the test there, and the school administer it to them. So he want to know how credible it is. Yes, it is credible, considered to be credible. We know that some schools take the integrity and they put it in the dish, but some schools are still up to the task. Then misspell names. Misspell names. The names, when the schools submit the names to us, we give the schools the opportunity so that the students can verify and confirm their names.
Okay.
If we don't do that and the school send the names to us, there is no way after the school submit a name to us for somebody to come back to us and say, this is not my name. We're not going to change that name because it is possible that you could come with a fictitious name and you could be using somebody else's result as a result. So we don't change name.
Okay.
And, you know, once we have issued certificate, Mr. Bro, how many times can one do the research exam? As many as you want to. You want to do 100 times, Mr. Bro, you can do it. Elijah from Tuporo, visually impaired, the resource is difficult. No, it's not really difficult, Elijah. It's just that all the schools don't give us the information according to whether the students are visually impaired or not, but the papers are actually marked. Then Molu from Raleigh passed full subject in 2018. Go to Action 5th, Molu, your certificate is there for the full subjects that you passed in 2018. It's unfortunate that your father did not allow you to go ahead. Maybe your father had his own standard.
Yeah, his own standard for you.
Said, you know, so it's unfortunate where your certificate for the full subjects you pass, if you go to Action 5th, you'll be able to find them there. And I really want to appreciate you for contributing to the show today to us. So you will call and contribute them.
Okay, Mr. Boto, thank you very much for being here this morning to provide our audience some clarity as it relates to the WISE exams and other examinations that were administered by the West African Examination Council this 2025-2026 school year. It's been a wonderful time having you. Any other thing you want to say just before taking leave of you?
Okay, so again, I just want to caution people who are going around and posting fake results. If you need clarity, you can call on us at any time. We will provide clarity. I want to appreciate Spoon for giving us this opportunity. Since we released the result, this is the first platform that we have sat on to make these clarifications. So we want to appreciate you and we hope that other media institutions will do likewise. So thank you for the wonderful opportunity.
Thank you very much. And so, folks, since Mr. Dal Boto, the head of WIC Liberia, he's been here breaking down this year's WIC results to you, the public, and providing you some clarifications as it relates to the result. Thanks for following. We take a short break. We'll come back. We'll play host virtually to the chairman of the NPP, Mr. George Moba. So let's take this quick break to be back with you.
They are not using the law. Invite them, madam. Don't forget about her portfolio. Invite them, madam. We got her intelligence and we want you to come and give your side. And she came to the trial to the police station and you are not satisfied what she said, then you can roar. But the matter is something which the Liberia National Police carry on their operation with unprofessional. We teach the fight against drugs to be a witch hunt and target on the opposition.
I cannot do the work of God. If she has been charged, because the drugs is a non-billable law. If she has been charged, I will only encourage her for us to tell her legal team for them to go through a jurisprudent process. If she is vindicated, fine. If she is implicated, then she go face judgment. Okay. That's my call. I will not tell you that they should allow her to go. No, I'm not against the fight of drugs.
If the government is being very, very holistic in the fight against drugs, they won't have been selective. We saw people of current government that have been linked to the drug, knowing that the government is seeing themselves being shot in the leg and they are losing the fight against drugs holistically. So they are thought it was to come up with this diversionary tactic and put all of the blame towards the opposition so it can be a balance square game for the both of them. With regards to the arrest of the former vice president, I think the government, we all know statistic-wise, the government has lost all of the big cases brought against them. And this is one big case, it's a cartoon case that they will lose again against the former vice president. They had nothing, absolutely nothing against the madam. Someone who has rose from grass to grace, and then you want to channel the high-end repetition that was built years or years of the madam. It's unfair.
It's not about party issue. And when I say party, the both party or any political party, because some defending and some, whether you defend or not, they just say things based on their party's feeling. And we should put away the party feeling and discuss Liberia. Because long time we've been into this, no good let our children, our friends, even that we grew up together, we know what how drugs doing it now. The arrest of the vice president, for me, it was worth and good, but it should be done. They just justice must be done the right way and waiting for the government. But we tell God, thank you. Our international
extreme incest area, of course, we have a concern about it. But the police were, I didn't see the police in the hostile booth.
You say health-friendly environment. It's your health-friendly environment.
It's the place conducive for stay.
Taking the consideration that she's not well.
She's not well.
Well, I'm not a medical person, but I can tell you, and I can tell you clearly, given her status and her health condition, she don't need to be there.
How soon do we expect an official statement from the NPP party?
The NPP, now that I'm back from in the capital, we will have a meeting tomorrow, and we'll release a statement tomorrow to the public.
Were you embarrassed by some of the charges you saw coming from the police?
Not embarrassed, but I'm shocked because I have known her for a very long time. But all we can see is that, we can say here is that one day the government ensured that our right is guaranteed under the law as a defendant at this time. Our right should be guaranteed under the law. And we also think what our concern is that she's not a flag rate person to say, okay, person going to escape. All they needed to do was to just ask her, Madam Vice President, you will not be able to.
A pleasant welcome back. This is the Today Show right here on Spoon 107.5. My name is Yekehzie Zwuogbae. And of course, I'd like to welcome you to the second segment of the show, where we're going to be having the chairman of the NPP, the National Patriotic Party. And of course, he's Mr. George Zwuogbae from there in Banga, Bong County. Mr. Zwuogbae, are you getting me?
Yeah, I'm getting it very clear, loud.
Okay. Thanks for joining us from Banga, Bong County. How is Banga? How is Bong County?
Well, Bong County is okay. Right after the interview, I will be going on my farm. I'm a farmer. Now, usually all my activity from either in the court or on the farm center, there's a holiday. I'll be going on my farm in Banda, specifically on the Lofa Highway.
Oh, okay. And, you know, my condolences for the loss of your former soup, Mr. Jackson.
Oh, yeah, it is very unfortunate. Jackson was a very good friend of mine. He was superintendent of the county when I was chairman of the Bond County Legislative Caucus. And we had a lot of things in common. We worked together. So, I mean, they were very shocking to me.
Okay. All right. So let's just go into it because we don't have the luxury of time now. Your political leader was recently arrested by the government, and several charges were levied against her. Has the party released any official statement so far?
Yet I'd like to say here that there have been a conflicting position because our first release we prepared, there was a slight alteration. But again, another group, without due respect to the party constitution, when I had issued a statement, we were very anonymous. So we'll be having a meeting, and for that meeting, we will then decide what the punishment will be against those people who did that. But generally, I'd like to say here that this is a sad situation for the party as a whole, for the standard bearer to be arrested. It's a sad situation for us. But we had decided that we will remain in the confines of the law to ensure that justice is served and her rights as a defendant is guaranteed and provided for under the criminal procedure law, specifically chapter 2. And we are also concerned that the manner and form, she as a former statesman, she as a statesman and number 2 man in the country, you go run after her on the road, have her arrested, like a common criminal. That is a concern to us. I think Mr. Stiller was not is not a flag rate president, somebody who can easily escape from the country. All the police needed to do was to ensure that you just pick a telephone call. She had an access assigned to her. She had state security assigned to her. Call the state security. You please like the madam to know that there's a need for her to report to the police station. She's a lawyer. She wouldn't say anything contrary to that. She want to ensure that they appear to the police station. But to pick up a troop of police officer and then block her vehicle, trying to get into a crisis with her, I mean, that was very demeaning. We think the government hold an apology to her for such an action. But again, I'd like to say here that in terms of the rule of law, we are interested to see that the prior comments so that she can be able to exonerate herself in the court of law. And another thing I'd like to say here clearly is that giving her health condition, as someone who had a health condition, we think it is prudent the state ensure that she's placed in safe home or on house arrest where she can attend normal trial. Because I can say it convincingly that Mrs. Stiller is now well, if you send her to the Monrovia Central Prison, giving the health nature, the story will be different and it will bring serious in the country.
Mr. Mulba, you are kind of coming broken, so I don't know if it's possible you just remain, on the stream, and then I place a call directly to you via WhatsApp. I don't know whether that is possible, or you are using the same phone.
What I can give you another number that you can use. You got a WhatsApp, right? I can give you another number that you can. Are you not getting me, Clark?
Yeah, I think I'm getting you now. I'm getting you now, but as time went back, I mean, your voice was kind of fluctuating. But let's manage it like this and see.
Okay, like I said, we are proposing to the state, appealing to the state, to ensure that Madam Taylor be placed on a house arrest in a safe home. Her health condition is very, very complicated, and if they take her to the Monrovia Central Prison, especially so, giving her health status, the issue of her survival as a human being is a serious concern to her. Number 2, this is a single mother who grandchildren squarely rely on her. Okay, we are not saying that she should not be prosecuted. We are very interested to ensure that that she is taken to court where she had the opportunity to face her accuser with the relevant evidence that is produced against her. By that, she will exonerate herself. If she can exonerate herself, fine. If she cannot exonerate herself, the law will take a court. And in the same vein, the MPP is very concerned also about the manner and form she was arrested, because she is a state person. She is a flag rate person. Okay, we strongly oppose the manner and form she was arrested on the highway. But notwithstanding, we are interested to see that the rule of law exists in this case. It's not about sentiment. It's not about sentiment, because the issue raised by the state against her are all legal, and it is only in the court of law she will have the opportunity to exonerate herself after being confronted with the evidence.
Okay. All right. So you have already, started questioning some actions of the investigators. Number one, you questioned the manner in which she was arrested, not notified or given a prior notice before being arrested, but rather her vehicle was intercepted while trying to leave the country to attend, an international meeting in Ghana, and all of that. So with this, do you expect, a credible investigation? Do you expect a transparent process?
What I have explicit confidence in the judicial system of this country, and I believe that given the legal team that you will put up, there will be the issue of justice will be served. Okay, but with respect to whether or not she be investigated by the police, the police is acting on behalf of the state to bring charges against her, and it is in a court of law that she and her legal team will have to make a case before the jurors, and I'm sure that I'm sure that after careful examination of the disclosure, which is the evidence that will bring against her, will place her in a position to either be exonerated or convicted. That's what we stand. But we are strongly requesting the government. Like, look, in the case, this will not be the first time. You have in Burma, okay, which is today Nepal, you have Shu Shanxi. She was elated. The military government arrested her. Of course, the crown was a capital offense. She's been kept on house arrest and going through trial. And we think this will suffice in this case because given the medical complication that she had, we are afraid if you put her at the Monrovia Central Prison, especially she's asthmatic, she got asthma, okay, where she will not have good access to breathing. So her life will be seriously threatening. And if she died at the Monrovia Central Prison, do you know what you're talking about here? So this is why we try to appeal to the state to do exactly what we are requesting.
Okay, but I mean, you just making a public appeal on a media platform. Have you formalized this your appeal? Have you written the security apparatus? Have you written the investigative team? Sending or expressing this appeal that you are making on this public platform.
The state authority will cease to exist over her beginning tomorrow, which is presented before the court. If you present before the court, the lawyer, her legal team, and guests from the hospital where she currently attending, there will be a medical report, and the lawyer will have to make that application to the court. But at the moment, we are seeing because the police authority over her will cease to exist beginning tomorrow unless they have to keep her again at the police station. So this request, if I met with the Minister of Justice, I made similar requests to the Minister of Justice, though it had not been written formally, which I intend to do upon my return to town tomorrow. We'll do that formally, have it be presented to the government of Liberia, and if need be, we intend to hold a discussion with the government at a higher level, preferably the president, to discuss the matter because this is it is a state that is now levying the charges against her. We are not saying she did it or she didn't do it, but given her health condition, our request at the party is give her a place on house arrest, or you put her in a safe home and allow her to go through the trial. Because I'm very glad that Mrs. Taylor, as a lawyer, she was not just one. She had to rescue her reputation. There have been major injury to her reputation, and that can only be rescued or it can only be exonerated in a court of law.
Okay, and you talking about giving her a special kind of treatment because of her health condition that she should be, placed under house arrest. But one may say everybody should be seen or treated equally under the law. I mean, in spite of the position that you've occupied, in spite of your status and all of that, everybody must be treated equally under the law. There have been other cases where Liberians have been in similar situation, but they have undergone similar treatment. So why the former vice president today?
Yes, I think you are hearing what we are telling you. In the case of the former vice president, the issue from which we premise our argument on is a health condition. It's a health condition. Others who were similarly situated did not have a medical condition as you had. Okay, I don't know whether you have in the history of this country where a former vice president has been arrested at the Monrovia Central Prison. If that's the case, it is because they were in a good health and their detention at the Monrovia Central Prison will in no way affect the survivor as a human being. But in the case of Mrs. Stiller, she is not well. Okay, we are hoping that maybe where she currently undergoing medical treatment, they will give us the opportunity to have access to a medical record from which a lawyer could use it before the court. Now, I go back to another issue here. The National Patriotic Party is a legal entity registered under the law of the Republic of Liberia. We will convene a meeting. There are people who falsified a release from our party office, what signature just put a National Executive Committee and try to spread it around. Those partisans who did that, those individuals who did that, we would take the necessary action in line with our Constitution, because under our Constitution.
But have you investigated to even know, the letter that was released by, members of your party?
Oh,
yeah. Mr. Mobile, are you getting me? Okay, it seems we're having some issues with the internet. Mr. Mobile, you getting me?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm getting you now.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so I was asking. Yeah, you continue to talk about people falsifying, a press release, in the name of the party, and you said this might have been done by some of your partisans. So that's why I was asking whether you've done investigation to know whether, is your partisans or members of the party who did that act.
Well, we are collecting pieces of evidence that we will present before the National Executive Committee to take a decision for those who arbitrarily do what they did, because those pieces of evidence will inform our judgment as to how we will institute a disciplinary action against those who were involved with such action. The National Patriotic Party has a constitution. The constitution gives exclusive authority to the national chairman as the official spokesperson. So if the issue is pending before the National Executive Committee, especially a crucial issue like this, for someone to duplicate a view of the National Executive Committee outside of the authority of the National Executive Committee, it warrants serious punishment. And those also who did alteration on the news, there's an official statement that was released to the public, will also be penalized.
Okay, all right. So let's look at the statement made by the party that you formerly formed a coalition with, the Coalition for Democratic Change. The standard bearer of the CDC has said that has considered this as a political, as a witch hunt, targeting, officials of his government, and that he's going to ensure that such action is resisted vehemently if he returns to the country. What is the NPP stand on this? What does the NPP have to say about the former president's statement? Will the NPP be joining force with the former president to resist what is happening now to the vice president, to resist her arrest and charges levied against her?
For the NPP, we are a party believing in the rule of law, and we will not try to employ an idea of militancy in resolving this matter. We are very interested to know whether the charges brought against our Senate bearer has a standing in law by way of the state presenting prima facie evidence to the court. Okay, and it is by that we will try to reinforce from our own resources legal team to defend her before the court. I am not a member of the Congress for Democratic Change. They have not made any official application to us that they want us to join in an action. But as a matter of fact, the NPP is a distinct independent political party that would not permit its action on the decision from the CDC. But notwithstanding, we appreciate all political parties, including the CDC, that try to sympathize with us in this period of challenges. But we are focusing on our attention on the rule of law to ensure that the standard bearer, a professional woman who has over the year lived her life as a professional, a politician, international state person, the injury inflicted on her reputation is very severe, and we think it is only in a court this injury can be her character can be restored. Okay, militancy may not do it, because if assuming what I'm making will put people in the crowd in the street and jump, would that able to raise the notion that have been created internationally? The answer here is no. So it is only in a court that she can able to exonerate herself based on the evidence they will present in the court. Okay, this is what for MP we're looking at this matter unless the state can present.
Mr. Zwuogbae, are you there? Okay, his internet is kind of buffering, and we are not getting him anymore. We are not getting Mr. Zwuogbae.
Yes,
okay.
Yes, there was an interruption.
Okay, so, yeah, I'm getting you now.
Like I said to you before we went off, MPP believe in the rule of law, and we believe also that the best able to accelerate Mr. Stiller is through the court, because the damage done to her character is severe to the extent that militancy will not restore that character internationally. And the only area that she can, those damages done to her character can be restored, or she can be vindicated from all of those charges is in the court. Okay, so this is why we are going to provide means at the political. I'm suggesting the National Executive Committee we can rally for financial support and help our legal team to ensure that she exonerates that the team is enforced to defend her adequately. Okay, because we believe that by that her character that has been damaged will be restored.
Okay, Mr. Zwuogbae, there are others from the opposition who believe that the action to have arrested Madam Taylor is political witch hunting. And their statement is premised on the background that the Police Inspector General Gregory Coleman at the Information Ministry press briefing did say that big hands are behind this whole jock bust, meaning top officials from this government. But until now, we have not seen any top official from this government who has been arrested, like in the case of Madam Jewel Howard Taylor. So from this backdrop, some members of the opposition are saying this is a political witch hunt, especially with the recent arrest of Madam Jewel Howard Taylor, who's a member of the opposition community. What do you say about this?
Yes, we have a concern, firstly, especially so where you have all those state actors like the Deputy Managing Director of Operation, Makula, and the rest of the people were arrested. And today, we don't know whether they have been detained. There are people who very admitted to receiving bribe to provide preferential treatment to suspects that were arrested. We are yet to see a concrete action taken against those people in terms of having detained. Like it is true, many people have been saying, but I didn't have the opportunity to see it or listen to him. And many people, both in abroad, made us say he said that they are big hands. So the onus is on the government to ensure who are the big hands they are referencing. Okay, we will condemn any action fought with the propensity to engage in witch hunting because you want to secure a political victory in 2029. We think everybody should have a free. Everybody should have freedom to contest the election. You cannot use a stage managed accusation. This is why we are interested. The matter go before the court for the state to produce the pieces of evidence against the standard bearer of the MPP. It is by that we can premise our judgment whether or not a witch hunt has taken place. But in the absence of looking at the evidence,
okay. Yeah, so the internet is still buffering, but we have just one more question for Mr. Zwuogbae when his internet restores, and I think yes, he's back. So Mr. Zwuogbae, finally, what does this entire saga mean for the NPP? Is it a thorn in the throat for the NPP, especially so ahead of 2029?
Well, this is embarrassing to the NPP. Let me say this publicly, because the standard bearer is the #1 person in the NPP to have been charged with felonious crime of that magnitude. Is a serious concern to all of our partisans, including the leadership of the party. And this is why we are interested for a full-scale investigation to establish the facts surrounding this allegation or charges brought against Madam Taylor. This is why we are not being able to engage in a mass action, because to do that, people will say the NPP trying to do that because what they are seeing against the standard bearer is true. It is on the basis of this they're going to join the street. No. So it also narrowed the image. It also damaged the image of the party. When you ask, how do we look at it? I mean, the fact that she bear the standard of the party, the political leader, to be accused of those with such a felonious crime is something worrisome. It's something damaging to the NPP as well.
Okay, and are you going to form part of the legal team representing the former vice president?
What first? I will speak to the lawyer next week, but we will try to provide some assistance. Okay, when need be, I can form part of the legal team, but I'm going to provide. I'm going to join on the party to see whether we can complement or however in terms of providing some financial assistance to have a competent and strong legal team. That I can say, and this will be proposed to the National Executive Committee during our meeting on Thursday.
Okay, Mr. Mobile, another thing that I didn't ask that you probably want to mention quickly before we leave.
Yeah, I still want to go back to the issue that have to do with the forgeries or fortune of the release that was released without the express approval of the National Executive Committee. Those who did that, I'd like to say it clearly, we will not discipline them. We will ensure that they are formally charged, taken to court. When we conduct an investigation, we establish that these are people responsible for this. We have to take them to court because this party is a registered political party. So no group of people will sit anywhere.
Is there any kind of wrangling within the party that, a press statement, released by, officials of the party will be altered? Is there any internal wrangling?
It's not an internal wrangling, but there is, Liberia currently you have two political sides in this country. There is those who believe that that the manner in form the party should address the issue should be through militancy, and we are saying.
Okay. So folks, that's it. Mr. George Zwuogbae, the chairman of the NPP, has been here as our guest. We are out of time. So his internet is buffering. So once he comes back, he just conclude, and then we say goodbye. If his internet doesn't restore, then of course we have to go home. Thanks for your listening role. Thanks for your viewing role. All of you who've been following this conversation this morning. The Today Show returns on tomorrow with another very, very fascinating edition. On behalf of the entire team here, my name is Yekehzie Zwuogbae. I wish Mr. Mobile, Mr. Mobile, I wish him a nice day because he's already out of the streaming yard. But it's been a wonderful time. You can join us another time. That is tomorrow at 8 o'clock for another edition of the show. My name is Yekehzie Zwuogbae. Bye-bye.